What's up, boys? So for the past couple of years, a lot of people have been pushing back on like woke characters in media, like in movies, TV shows, and video games. So today I just kind of wanted to talk about what makes like a competent, good, well-written LGBT character and why other LGBT characters in media get a lot of pushback. Also, if I sound kind of sick, it's because I am. I made fun of my friends for having COVID like 2 days ago. And today I woke up with my throat being completely fucked, which is great. Anyway, the first type of like LGBT character that everybody hates, I'm just gonna get this out of the way because it's the fastest one, is the characters that for the entirety of the movie or the book series or the video game or whatever are never once mentioned as being like LGBT or gay or whatever, but then like months after the video game comes out, they're like, oh, by the way, yeah, this character is gay. Like when J.K. Rowling announced that Dumbledore was gay, or the team behind Celeste announced that the main character was trans. And it's honestly really fucking dumb because it doesn't have any impact on the original story at all. It's obviously just a desperate ploy to appear woke in the hope that more people, because of that, are somehow attracted towards your product, without you yourself having to go through any real effort to implement any actual LGBT characteristics into the story. But honestly, what do they expect? They literally go, hey, that girl from Celeste that you thought was just a girl actually is a girl who used to be a boy. Yeah, big thumbs up. Great job, my guy. I really couldn't give less of a fuck. Now, with that out of the way, I'm going to get into characters that are actually gay in media and don't become gay as like an afterthought. Now for this segment of the video, I've picked one great, well-written LGBT character from media and another character that can only be described as woke trash. The well-written character being Renly Baratheon from A Song of Ice and Fire, and the woke trash character being Paolo from Far Cry 6. And if you're wondering, why are you comparing a character from a video game to a character from a book/TV series? Shut the fuck up and just watch the video, okay? It'll all make sense in just a second. Now let's look at these characters' ambitions. Paolo is a trans man, so one of the things he wants to complete is, of course, his transition. Another ambition of his is to overthrow his country's government, and he wants to move to America. Now let's look at all of these goals of his and see as to why. Now let's look at all these goals and see why he wants to complete them. Obviously he wants to complete his transition because he's transgender and feels more comfortable in a male body. He wants to overthrow the government of his country because the government doesn't allow transgender people to, well, you know, exist, and they basically kill all the trans people, so he wants to overthrow the government. And he wants to move to the US because they think that in the United States people will be more tolerant towards the fact that he's transgender. Now, as you might have already realized, all of these goals are connected to the fact that the character is transgender. He also constantly talks about being transgender and lectures other characters in the game about how difficult it is to be transgender and about how they would never understand. Also, almost all of the quests you do for him in the game consist of you helping him through his transition in one way or another. Basically, his entire personality is that he's transgender. Now let's look at Renly Baratheon's goals throughout the story, and he really only has one, and that's to become King of Westeros. Now the reason why he wants to become King of Westeros is kind of split depending on who you ask. Some people will tell you that he wants to become king because he knows deep down in his heart that he would be the best king of all, or whatever the fuck. And other people will tell you that it's for his own selfish ambitions and glory, which is what I think. But either way, it's not related at all to the fact that he's gay. Renly also barely ever speaks about being gay or lectures other people on how terrible it is to be gay in Westeros. This doesn't mean that nothing in his life is affected by him being gay or that he doesn't have any struggles because he's gay. Obviously he does. He does have a boyfriend and he can't come out as being gay because it's illegal in Westeros to be gay, and also he needs to produce an heir, but because he doesn't want to have sex with women, that's kind of a big problem for him. The thing about characters like Renly or, you know, well-written LGBT characters is that there are things to them besides the fact that they're gay or trans or whatever. With characters like Paolo, being trans is their only fucking personality trait. That's all they are. And that's just incredibly fucking boring, and it's also quite annoying to be constantly preached and lectured while trying to watch a movie. So if you want to write like a good LGBT character, you need to make sure that they're like a person besides the fact that they're LGBT. That's part of that character, of course, right? But make sure that it's not just all of their character, like with Paolo, where his entire character is that he's trans. And I'd also say that because of characters like Paolo, a lot of people will now push back against LGBT characters in media because they think that they're all going to be like Paolo, or like, I don't know, the fucking new Superman who's also gay. Because at the end of the day, the people who like write things like Far Cry 6 only care about like woke points. Because at the end of the day, the people who write things like Far Cry 6, they don't care about good writing. They just care about catering to like woke audiences. If the people behind Far Cry 6 had written A Song of Ice and Fire, then Renly Baratheon would have been very openly gay, very openly been criticizing like the Westeros society for not accepting gay people, and then his whole fucking character arc would have been him wanting to become king so he can legalize gay marriage or some gay shit like that. It's fucking dumb. Anyway, my rant about LGBT characters is over now. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. I probably sound like shit throughout the entire video because I'm sick. I'm sorry. Goodbye.